FYD project, for which arrangements have been concluded between the federal government of Nigeria and the Nigerian government for them to supply water to Kalmalo Lake in Sokoto State. But up to now, we only supplied water as a test run for their project, since we have not agreed on the supply of water in the Kalmalo. These projects are the irrigation structures comprised of two reservoirs, R1 and R2. When we leave here, sir, we'll go to the R2. We call it Nice Reservoir because it is from there the water for irrigation is collected. We have two pump houses, one pump house whereby 4 pumps are serving the R1, 2 are serving the R2. And then there are canals of about 200 kilometers, both Menkalan, the trapezoidal, and the parabolic canal, which the Honorable Minister must have seen along the road, left or right. Some years back, before the inception of the civilian government, the project is almost moribund because operation and maintenance was difficult. The source of the money was difficult to come by. Again, this is a highly electromechanized system of irrigation. Over the years, the generators we had became almost a pack off. Then we're lucky we've been joined to the national grid, but the energy or the power from the national grid is nothing to go by. Luckily, some 3 years back, 2-3 years back, the federal government approved the purchase of 2 new generators. That's why out of the 3,000 net area, now we can irrigate about 2,500. And I must say, courtesy to the assistance given by the KATSINA state government. The KATSINA state government has come a long way in assisting the project in the conduct of the dry season for some years back. Likewise, the local government. So, sir, this is the main feature of the irrigation and the dam. But like I said, the dam also provides raw water to a treatment plant down here, which the KATSINA state government operates, and it supplies Jibiya and other 22 villages which around Jibiya and its environs. This year, the dry season has just been completed. You must see some dry grasses, dry stalks, maize and wheat are the main crops, because the federal government is encouraging the local production of wheat. But unfortunately, the problem of wheat production is the lack of local market. Now the projects are there, there are plenty now on the ground. The same thing in Talata Mafara, yet farmers or the flour millers are not ready to come and buy here. It's only the local people for local consumption, and that one, you know, is in piecemeal. So we urge the Ministry of Agriculture, which the minister promised this year they will buy the excess, the wheat in Talata Mafara. I learned yesterday, I was here, he traveled to KB and Zamfara. And one of the programs I believe OS arranged was to visit Baturi and see the possibility of his pledge on the purchase of the excess wheat. So this year, like in the table I gave you, you can see the production made, the previous years, and this is the okay. Price, not for me. Okay, in the just concluded dry season operation, which was just 2-3 weeks back, you can see the production of cowpea was about 1,000 hectares was cultivated, and the yield per ton is about 1.5 tons per hectare. Total yield is 1,500 tons, and at the current market price of 16,000, I yield the cost of the wheat produced was 240 million naira. The cowpea, sorry. The wheat is about 262,500 million naira. Maize, 400 hectares was cultivated, out of which After the market price of 7,500, the farmers have received or have sold the product at 90 million naira. The cassava too, the groundnut, we cultivated 100 hectares at the yield of 1 ton per hectare, and the market price of 16,000 per bag, at the total cost of 16 million. Cassava, we cultivated 200 hectares, and the yield per hectare is 7.5. Yield is 1,500 tons in all, and a bag of that cassava is sold at 5,000. So the total cost of 50 million was put by the farmers. Then we had assorted vegetables, which are mainly onion and tomato, of course, and other leafy vegetables. We had only 50 hectares, and you know they are costed or they are measured in baskets. We had 200 baskets for that, and the yield, there are 10,000 baskets. At the market price of 1,500 per basket, a value of 15 million naira was realized by the farmers. So if you take the total hectarage of the cultivated, is 2,500, and the yield in all is aggregated to 6,175 tons. Of course, since tomatoes are in bags, about 10,000 baskets were produced. So the total cost realized this year by the farmers in 2012 total earning by the farmers is 673 million naira. This is for the just concluded 2012-2013 dry season. That's right. People are benefiting. So,
and other distinguished guests. The Federal Minister of Agri is partnering with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources in the wheat program. Already, the wheat has been harvested, and for this year we were not provide our quota. We have what we proposed was the provision of inputs to the farmers, like we did in the dry season accelerated rice production, where we gave out seed for free and 50% subsidy for fertilizer and other inputs. So this year, next year, what we intend to do is we register all the wheat farmers across the state, then we put them in the growth enhancement support program, where they will enjoy inputs at subsidy and some free, so that we assist the farmers and boost the production. This is in according to the Agricultural Transformation Agenda program, where inputs will be supplied to the farmers, and a lot of things are done along the value chain of the various crops. So we hope the farmers will get ready with their list, and we take the list and make provision for the inputs next season. Thank you very much.
Successful irrigation projects in terms of utilization of the body of water to irrigate the land. So this, I believe, is the best in KATSINA. I'm not sure we have a project that's better than this within KATSINA. So we have already seen the Sabke dam, and close to this, about 2,500 hectares. So I hope by next year we can also begin to see something like this at the other side. Immediately on this, this is good effort, although we don't know the cost of production, so we don't know whether the farmers are producing a profit or loss. There does not seem to be. I think it's important that we, in getting these summaries, we also know, have a fair idea, what does it cost to produce a ton? What is the encouragement for farmers? What are we doing for them? Are they benefiting? Is it profitable? Because if you see this, you don't know the cost, so it's difficult for us to arrive at that. The second point is the harvest per acre for most of the crops that I've seen here. We're talking about copy 1.5 tons per hectare. That's a bit low. I believe it can go up something like in the region of 3 to 4, 5 tons per hectare. Then also the same thing for wheat, the same thing for maize. Maize, we are talking of 3 tons. I believe we can go up to 8 tons per hectare. It has given more support, especially under the present program on agriculture. We are beginning to see practical results in many places, in Taraba, in this place. We went to Kepi, and we saw also dry season rice production going highly up. We were not able to, I didn't follow you to Bakalori, but I understand that also there's a lot of effort there. So it's clear that we're on a better path than in the past. And I believe that we are definitely going to realize more results as each year passes by. On wheat, why is it?
Into F1 up to F12, depends. And we know what R1, what intake it is providing with water. Yes, sir. And they start pouring into their farms. This is siphon. Yes. Over. Low side. You can see your products. That's fine. The only thing like now, we keep because if 90% have already harvested, but the few which are harvested or they have left planting.
Look at what he can face. As far as he can see some of the canals. All this area has been cultivated with maize and cowpeas. If you had been here only 3 or 4 weeks ago, your question, would have not arisen, because here the crops have already matured and they have been harvested. And as usual, irrigation is not only for providing food for human beings, but more important, which again we are not, putting it in the economic analysis of irrigation schemes, is that it provides feed, high quality feed for livestock during the dry season. At a time, in fact, when it is so critical, there's no feed in other areas. If you had come here early in the morning, but even right now, I'm sure as you are driving by, you have passed